Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here, and if you watch my channel you may have seen recently that I did a video on the tutorial for this game. I've been meaning to do a video showing the beginning of a new game, but I've gotten busy with other things, specifically playing a lot of Blackout with my brothers, and then also Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still working my way through that story. Both games are pretty awesome in my opinion, but this game is worthy of a look as well, especially if you are a fan of John Carpenter's The Thing, which this game is heavily inspired by. You can probably tell by the setting there on the screen and also the music. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show the beginning of a game. This game is procedurally generated, so it's different every time you play, at least a little bit. And what I'm going to show essentially is myself maneuvering through Zone 1. And you will see that there are 6 zones in a game. So what we have here is essentially 2 difficulty levels, normal and hard. I'm not going to read all that, but I'm going to go ahead and go with normal. Then we have to pick 2 characters out of 3 that are available in the beginning. You can see you can unlock more. This guy needs fewer wooden planks to kindle a furnace, and generators work longer when he fuels them. This woman grows hungry slower and needs less food in general. And this guy can resist the cold better. And then you can also see that each one has stats for cold resistance, walking speed, and running speed. But in the interest of emulating The Thing, I'm going to pick the 2 guys here, and then we'll get going. And then instead of showing this loading screen, I'm going to go ahead and show the opening cinematic, which kind of explains the setup.
Everyone to the nearest stations. We have an emergency. We listen people one after the other. We need help.
It was already too late when they called us. The rescue team was ready for anything. But then, that bright light. Before I could open my eyes, we were the only ones left.
So there you have it. There's been an emergency at the base. The rescue team has been called and our helicopter crashed. So here we are by our crashed helicopter. And then here's the map. This is Zone 1, and you can see on the left there are 6 zones. That red mark is the exit. And so essentially the object of the game is to get through each zone, figure out how to open the door to escape, and survive in the process. So you can see in the upper right hand corner there's a warmth meter, a stamina meter, and a satiety meter, which is basically hunger. So we're running through the snow here, and if you saw the tutorial, and you'll pick up on this quickly watching this too, but you don't directly control the characters. You pick a spot, as I do right there, and then have them move there, and then you can have them perform whatever actions are available. So you can control each guy separately and have them search independently, and it's probably best to go ahead and search different buildings, but I'm still very much a novice at this, so I've been having them stick together. There's not much in this building. There's a couch there you can use to sleep, but we don't need any sleep yet. And then there is a furnace which burns wooden planks, and a generator which runs on gasoline, which you can find tanks of gasoline. But there's not much here. I'm going to go ahead and have them look at this gate. I'm not really sure if this is necessary, but I've noticed on different playthroughs that it's not always the same procedure to open a gate. So I'm going to have this guy check the gate out real quick. There are 3 red lights, which basically mean there are 3 switches, I believe. Sometimes you have to throw all 3 switches within a certain amount of time, and then other times I've noticed I think I've seen up to 4 switches actually, and you have to throw them in a particular order to open the gate. So now I'm having the guy run back over here to get back in the building really quick and get a little warmth back. And then I'm going to move them on to this next building. And you can see each building has a different icon, which means it's a different type of building. There's like medical facilities and kitchen facilities with food, and then like a dormitory with beds. And then I think the kind of the house looking symbol is sort of just general living space and like, entertainment type objects like pinball machines and things like that. For some reason, the guy went running off into the snow. So I had him turn around and come back. There's some planks on the ground. Have them pick that up. Have him search this crate. And then once a crate is searched, if you have a saw, there it is. We do have a saw now. So if I wanted to, I could saw that crate up and make more planks to use as fuel in the furnace. There's another crate. If the electricity was off, they would be moving slower through these rooms, and they'd be using their flashlights, and you'll see that later on when I get toward the end of this video. He's searching some lockers. He found some tape. We've got a jacket. I'm going to put it on. The guy on the right is a bit slower, even though he withstands the cold better. He runs a little slower, so I'm going to go ahead and give him the jacket. I don't know if that's good logic or not. Then we have some medical supplies here. There are things like bandages, because you can get cut if you're doing certain things and you'll start bleeding. They can fall into a coma and you'll need a shot of adrenaline to wake them up. There are pills to use for various sicknesses, I guess, like catching a cold or food poisoning. There's actually food poisoning in the game. So you can see I only have one saw, but I had one character use the saw, and then I'm having the other character use the saw, even though they're in separate rooms. So basically that means you have a shared inventory, and as long as a character is not using an item, the other characters have access to it no matter where they are. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this run out, but I'm going to have them move over to this other building. There you can see is a stove. You can do things like warm up frozen food and maybe cook. I'm not sure. Maybe there's raw meat. I haven't gotten far into the game, but I have seen frozen vegetables and things like that. I've seen coffee grounds that says, it's best to go ahead and make coffee out of this, but you can eat them. But it has some sort of a detrimental effect if you eat them. So we'll go ahead and have them search this building. Oh, this door is locked. Okay, so we can't get in there right now. We don't have lockpicks, and you can find a ring with a bunch of keys on it. You'll have to try each key individually because you don't know which key goes to which door. But so that takes time. I think lockpicks are quicker, and then if you have a crowbar, that's the quickest, but I believe it breaks the door when you do that, so it can't be shut. So here we are going to this other building. I can already tell this video is going to be too long, but I'm going to try to edit things out as I can. There's a gas can on the shelf and some cigarettes. There's the furnace and the generator. More shelves to search. Cabinet to search. I may edit quite a bit of this out because there's no need to see me go through every building, but there are little things that you find that give you some story background, little notes and such. So I'll show those. but I'm going to go ahead and skip to a part that shows something relevant. So over in that building we found both some lockpicks and a crowbar. So now we're back in that building with the locked door, and I'm going to have him use these lockpicks here. I guess any character can use the lockpicks. Okay, so there we go, and well, look at that. Not much in here that's worthy, but there's another door there and another door over here. Nothing good there. There's a furnace. And there's one of our switches. And so you can see when I throw this switch, there's a little round meter that comes up. You can see it counting down. I did not I did not recognize that for what it was. So later on I get a little bit confused about what I need to do. I'll edit some of that stuff out too, but it took me a minute to realize that I needed to throw all these switches within a certain amount of time. Okay, so we've explored there. And we've explored that building. That's where we found the lockpicks and the crowbar. So now we'll go over here, and I will skip a little bit ahead. So here we are coming into another building, and I think what I'm going to do here is go ahead and end this video. And I still have about another, I'm like 12 minutes into this, and I still have another 15 minutes of footage, or 15 or 16. So I'm just going to have their stamina meters getting low, so I'm going to have one of them sleep here while the other one searches, and I'll go ahead and end the video here. I'll go ahead and show just one more little thing to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger, but this guy's searching the bookcase, and here's a note. Those creatures are man-eaters. People are going to sleep and never waking up. We're trying to stay awake. I hope it keeps us safe. So you can see there are these little yellowish lights in the air, and that does mean something. But I'm going to go ahead and have this guy search a bit more while his buddy sleeps, and we will pick it up right here in the next video. So thanks for watching.